everybody, and welcome to another video. We start this one off with very similar to the last one, where, well, I think I've done this twice now, where people just don't get what the bus is doing here by going in the middle of both lanes. It needs extra room to get round this bend here, but there are the usual suspects that just don't click. They don't understand it. Now this camera, by the way, is the old camera, so if it's not the best quality, this is the camera that went back. As you can see, car just goes over the hatch markings there to get round the bus, and so does the Go Gadget Tossler and the white van man. That he's the worst one out of the lot because he's moving now and he's in no man's land out there, so he has to put his foot down. It's only a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit to get round and cut in front of the bus there. Would it have killed you to just wait a few seconds behind the bus until the bus moves over here and then go past him? Now in this next clip we've got a roundabout, and as we all know, it's priority to traffic approaching from the right. If we go to the rear camera now, we've got this old girl coming up. She's got her Stevie Wonder glasses on and she intends to use them. Now I think she got a little bit distracted by this car in front of us, who pulls out, but pulls out a lot faster than what she does. Now there's no way that she should be there when that truck is trying to get down there to the left. Incidentally, I don't think that truck is very well bloody loaded at all. Look at the way it's leaning over there. It ain't going that fast. So even if the car to your right hand side does go and you're using it as a shield, keep up with it or don't go at all. Now in this next clip, it's just total arrogance. This self-entitlement of this person on the left hand side here. It's in the bike lane a little bit, but look at it, it's on its phone. Without a care in the world, you're at the end of a junction and you're on your phone right out in front of you and you don't care about anyone else because you're more important than anyone else. It's just total arrogance. She's just sitting there on her phone. She hasn't got a clue what's around her, not a clue. Now some people don't need the distraction of a mobile phone to not have a clue what's going on around them. In this clip, this is one of these people. I'm turning right here and there's a car pulling out of a parking space up there. So I've committed a little bit, so I'm going to pull in here and they can get past me. So I'm just going to wait for this person to get past me. It's taking its time. I don't know why it's taking its time. It's got a car behind it as well. I've got a car behind me, but it pulls up on the pavement here and parks next to me. So this car here cannot get past it. I can't get past this car until it does that and gets on the pavement. Now for me, that first car there didn't have a clue what was going on there. She just had her own agenda of parking further down the road. Incidentally, she parks across two driveways. I don't know what her plans were. But she only had her own agenda there as she's parked next to me here. This is the rear, obviously. You can see I've got a big car behind me and she's parked obviously right next to me. So us three cars had to deal with her problem of her own agenda. As you can see, the Fiat 500's got a P on it, so only just passed its test, but it didn't really have a lot of options there other than to go on the pavement, I don't think, or reverse all the way down this road. Which wasn't going to happen, was it? But yeah, own agendas and selfish. So in this next clip, we're looking over to the right hand side. A cyclist coming towards us, wobbling all over the place. And there's a reason why she's wobbling all over the place, because she's only using one hand to steer the bloody thing, because the phone is more important than her own safety. That obviously isn't 1.5 meters gap, but does she even know the car's there? No, because she's still trying to find out where Sharon got her leggings from.
Concentrate on riding rather than your fucking phone.
And I'll save you the bother. Sharon got her leggings from Asda. We've already been through this. You don't have to look at your phone every 5 minutes. They're from Asda, okay? So concentrate on the road. Put the phone down. I don't know how that is not illegal. Not that there's any police on the road to enforce it anyway if it was illegal. Now in this clip, it does depend on what you're watching this on, whether you can actually see this person in this car. As we come up here, you'll see that there's cars parked on both sides of the road, and they go through the smallest little gaps there which don't need to. And if you look at this person in the car, look where their eyes are. They're below their dashboard. They are obviously looking at a phone again, and they've just gone through a teeny little gap. But did she really even notice it?
That was seriously close, and you ain't even looking. She had her head down. I think it was a she, probably looking at her phone.
So now in this clip, can you spot where the danger's coming from? I'll keep quiet for a bit. Yeah, the danger came from a car door being opened, and the reason that I was a bit slow to see this is because they're below the windscreen. It looks like they're down there going to be throwing up or something like that. I don't know, but they didn't have a clue that I was there, just open the door to do whatever they're doing. I didn't see them throw up, and I'm not that interested in seeing them throw up, to be honest. But yeah, another idiot. So now in this clip we are looking over to the right hand side. A girl on a horse. Yeah, a girl on a horse. Now you're taking your horse, or whoever's horse it is, out for exercise, yeah? Can you leave the mobile phone alone for 5 minutes? Give the horse a bit of a trot. Get off the phone, for goodness sake. Do I have to say it again? Sharon got her leggings from Asda. Now in this clip, I feel I need to clear a few things up. People seem to think that I'm a racist because of the way I talk about private hire drivers, Uber drivers. If you want to call them Uber drivers, we can call them Uber drivers. I'm one of them, remember. I am an Uber driver, okay? But does that make me a racist when I say most of them are foreign and most of them haven't been taught the way we have been taught in this country? They haven't got a clue how to drive, and they're just bloody awful. Put that in the mix with the app that they're looking at. They just don't do things correctly. A lot of them, not all of them, a lot of them don't, which is why they're always on dash cam clips, not just mine, on all across YouTube. Now the James Bond music that I use, the Indian James Bond music, that's what it's called anyway. I'm using that because the James Bond music that you all know is copyrighted. The Indian one, which is, by the way, the original James Bond, the James Bond music people nicked it from India, that tune, by the way. That is the original. When I say nicked it, they acquired it from India. They got the actual tune from India. So that's the reason I use it. And to be fair, most of these drivers are from that neck of the woods. And that's not racist, that's fact. That's just fact. And it all ties in with being Sadiq Khan's license to kill assassins, because the car is a killing machine, a potential killing machine. And it's meant to come across as a little bit of silliness, okay? That's all, a little bit of silliness. If you take it the other way, then that's your problem, not my problem. So what we got here, it is a private hire driver. It's not one of Sadiq Khan's license to kill assassins, but it is a private hire driver. He's about to do a 3-point turn. How do you start your 3-point turn? Like he has? Reverse gear. Reverse gear. He started a 3-point turn in reverse gear.
Did you even bother to look in the mirror?
Now I can assure you, this is the first time that he's seen me. He hasn't seen me because he didn't bloody look.
No, you didn't, did you? Didn't bother to look, did you? Idiot. Absolute idiot.
Now I'm going to show you that clip again. Count how many points he's done it in. Count how many points he's done it in. Look at the size of this road. If you can't do a 3-point turn in this road, then there's something wrong with you. And he is a professional driver, remember. He does this for a living. And you wonder why I get so upset with these people. And this is a first for me. I've never seen a 3-point turn start off in reverse gear.
they don't look or anything.
Now I'm going to show you it as I'm pulling away from the guy. Look how many gaps there are to make that 3-point turn easier than what he did it there. And I know I'm going on a bit here about this, but this is the sort of thing they do in central London, doing 3-point turns where they shouldn't do. I don't know where he's licensed from, I can't quite make that out. Now in this clip we are looking at the traffic lights and someone to my right hand side that doesn't like the colour. Now in this clip we are approaching a mini roundabout, and as I keep saying, it's priority to traffic approaching from the right. Now if you are approaching from the right and you are turning left, it's very important that you actually indicate left. That means the person coming from that turning that you're turning into can probably, not all the time, but can probably pull out. We're looking over to the right. Now I'm going to stop it there. He's not indicating. He looks like he could be going straight on or left. You can see his hand. He knows what he's done wrong. And he says sorry. At least he says sorry through not indicating, because I could have gone a little bit earlier. I mean, it was a second, but you know, you get the idea, don't you? I hope you do anyway. Now in this clip, bus drivers can be such arseholes, can't they? They really can be. You know that there's someone that's just missed the bus by a few seconds. Just wait for him. But no. There he is. You can see the guy there. He's almost at the door. He's almost at the door of the bus. And I don't think he did actually stop for him. He must have seen him. Git. Absolute git. Now in this next clip, I'm just going to play some music. You'll figure it out.
I'm on my way to heaven. At least that's what it seems. Staring at my mobile phone at the lights to see my dreams. It keeps my brain in Dullsville, I cannot put it down. When others see me looking, they grow an instant frown. But I paid for it, I own it, mine to have and hold. I'll not put it down until I'm very old. I just cannot be without it, I have to keep updated. For if I do not use my phone, my ego gets deflated. Sitting right behind you, one eye on the road, the other on my mobile to reap the mother load. I just don't understand it, why people point and frown. So I keep on being stupid and never put it down.
And there is no way that I should be leaving him that far behind, all because he can't put his phone down. Now in this clip, it's all about, I've got a job to do. The lorry, it's got a delivery to the right hand side there. Obviously it has to be as close as possible. But he knows that no one can get past him. What does he do about it? Moves forward maybe? Gives them a little bit more room? No, he just gets out of his cab and goes to see the people he has to deliver to. No one can get past him because there's cars behind him and there's no room for the cars to manoeuvre around him because there's cars behind him. Unbelievable attitude. It really is. I've got a job to do. Well, we all have, you know. We've all got jobs to do on this road, not just you. And the thing is, the second part of this video of him actually getting into the place to actually unload, you got to do that. That's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. The guy's going to move his van so he can get in there a little bit closer even. But it's the fact that when he pulls up there and just, I don't care, I'm just going to leave it here and see what's happening. Just look at the road. There's plenty of space for you to make it a bit more easier for everyone else. Really selfish attitude. But this bit here, I haven't got a problem with because you have got to do it. But the first bit, no, out of order. Now in this next clip I have zoomed in a bit, so it's a little bit more blurry than normal. We're looking at the white car coming towards us. Look at this person's head, look at the eyes. It's below her dashboard, so she's obviously on the phone. I don't know what you're watching this on, so you might find it a bit hard to see, but if we go to her back door, there's a child in the car, on the phone, driving with a child in the car. And obviously I know that that is a bit blurry, but you can just about make out that it's a child in the car. Now there's a lot of phone abuse in this episode, I think, isn't there? And I don't know whether this guy is on the phone, because as you can see, it's not a very big road and we've got cars parked on our side of the road, so we have to give way to the cars coming towards us. Now I can't see through this car. It's not until he starts pulling out with quite a lot of confidence, I might add, I start to follow him and then realise, well, there ain't no gap there, and I pull back in. But look, he's driving straight at the person on the opposite side of the road. Makes them stop.
Why would you drive straight at him? Why would you do that? Thank you. Don't have to. It's a bit weird that you let me go there, but don't give me enough room to get out the other side.
So a little bit further down the road, have a look through the window of this guy in front of us. You can see that his head is moving up and down, obviously on the phone again. It does have a little effect on him. He's very slow to get away at the lights, and I do give him a toot, but then when we go round the bend, he's very close to hitting the curb. He does it so wide, so he's obviously still on the phone. You can see his head just bouncing up and down in there. So question, is this the most ignored rule or law in this country at the moment on our roads? What do you reckon?
Come on. Head down, your head's down. I can see you're on your phone. It's still down. There you go, there's a bend there, yeah.
And on that note, that's it for today, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye for now.